Good evening, I am Adventure Argonaut. This is Staffer Case, and we are gonna start our second case in the game very soon, because yesterday I solved the first one with flying colors, I might add, because my colors are very flighty, whatever that means. But my streams look functioning, so let's go and play the game. Alright. Hey, looks like you solved the case. Stopping by again? You came back alone. I sent Note off because he said he needed to get some air. Note? I see you've grown alike into Detective Case. How is he? Up to snuff? He definitely helped us out, and he's quite a talented individual compared to me. However, I think calling him a genius as you did is pushing it. He's a little clumsy in places, and more than anything, he's severely lacking in his understanding of phenomena. So, that's not the whole job, is it? 42 minutes. Besides the time it took us to get there and back, that's how long he spent on this case. Excepting the time it took us to survey the crime scene, that is significantly shorter than before. Before Notre came along, it took us at least 3 times at our very fastest. It normally takes people time to read through and comprehend the documents, time to understand all the clues and come to a conclusion. Notric's logical abilities need neither. There's almost no gap between his receiving a question and coming up with the answer. Honestly, following his steps in logic is too much to ask. It's not simply a matter of intelligence either. That kid, are you sure he's no staffer? From the way he describes it, when he focuses on something, he feels like time around him ceases to flow. Yeah, because it's turn-based game, basically, that's our superpower. However, no mana was detected coming from Detective Case that you'd normally find when staffers use their skills. You know what that means, right? Notric's abilities stem purely from his talent. Seems that way. Phenomenal abilities indistinguishable from phenomena. Actually, maybe it's more than that. Rather interesting, is it not? Imagine what a talented boy could do in this city when he is not weighed down by the disadvantages of being a staffer. Is that the only reason you hired him? He's also got a fine ass. Sergeant Redfins. The tone you just took makes me feel like this is an interrogation, and that bothers me a bit. My apologies. Right, a sharp tone. Something not going your way? Quite the opposite. Our case is closed, so I was just about to go for a smoke. Smoking's bad for you. You should turn to sweets like me. I stopped by this new ice cream parlor in the square, and it's not half bad. I think maybe ice cream is like sugar is worse than cigarettes probably for you. If you knew you'd bring it up, you should have brought some to share. It would have melted. Logic. Logical Phenomena Bureau, London branch, 4th floor balcony. Is somebody gonna push us down and we die and then we become a ghost and have to solve our own murder? Is someone there? Oh, Sergeant. How do you find this place? The way up here is an absolute maze, and I'm pretty much the only one able to navigate it. I saw the map on the 4th floor and noticed a space that looked different from the other floors, so... Okay, I think I follow. Still, it'd be better if you didn't wander around too much. If you wander around in the prohibited area, it'll be firing squad for you. I figured it out a short time ago, but as I expected, our employer is the worst around. Hearing you say that, I guess you're finally a full-fledged employee. Heh. No, it's not a heh, it's a honestly, I thought you were joking just a second ago. I'm honored you think that. Cigarette? No, I don't smoke. Alright? Okay, +1 point for the game that, it displays cigarettes. Like, I'm not a smoker, but nowadays we are going too far in the anti-smoking direction that, it's worse than showing, I don't know, decapitations and stuff in media. Nice view, huh? You can barely see through all the fog. Right, good luck today. Honestly, it's not that good a view on a clear day. There are only factories and slum out that way. It's only when the fog covers all the mud that the view is worth looking at. At least it's worth looking at, for me. Very romantic or something. Sergeant, those three at Trump Tower, they seem to harbor some resentment towards the Bureau. I mean, it does seem natural for them not to like us since we place regulations on staffers, but this feels more than that. Feels like more than that. It was something Miss Geller said. Just being a staffer is like a wound you have to live with. Sergeant, is life as a staffer in this city difficult? It is. Why is that? Don't your your skills make your life easier for you? If you want the answer to that question, you only need to take a look at the Bureau file. Bureau file? There's a part of every Bureau file that shows just how staffers are viewed in this city. Do you know which part I'm referring to? It's the danger level. Yeah, now talking about the threat level. That's right. Giving the staffers a threat level presumes that every staffer poses a threat. Well, every human being could theoretically pose a threat. We predict the amount of damage each staffer is capable of causing, and we regulate them accordingly. At a cult level, Geller may as well have been born with a revolver in her hand. We restrict her access to certain places, so it would have been impossible for her to find a proper job. Then add to that the amount of discrimination she has to tolerate from the rest of society. Of course, there are times when a skill is recognized as useful, and the Bureau hires the staffer on. Have you noticed the metal bracelets Stena and Brian wear? I've got one of them under my sleeve too. Our staffers are required by law to wear them. The performance at Trump Tower wearing those bracelets too, huh? But unlike the one the Detective Brian wears, theirs were lit up. The light represents the staffer's threat level. Geller and Vernon were yellow for the cult level, and Aston was green for her Bowie level. Staffers who work at the Bureau are able to hide the color of their lights. That's why my bracelet isn't lit up. In other words, staffers outside the Bureau are required by law to wear a bracelet that displays their threat level. Staffers are treated like they were threats from the moment they were born and can never hide the fact they have skills. Miss Geller, that's why she was so obsessed about her fellow performance at Trump Tower. I have no idea what sort of ideals brought you to London, but I think just maybe this isn't the sort of place you thought it was gonna be. I'm not sure what it was that brought me here. I told myself it was to use my talents to help people, but I doubt it was really for something so noble. I came for the fish and chips. It's like I wanted to be the protagonist of a detective novel, solving some cryptic case at a single glance, revered by those around me. Making a good deal of cash, finding cases with dim-witted assistant tagging along, not assassin. That's vaguely what I imagined. Well, it's not too far off so far. Honestly, I never actually thought I'd be able to live that sort of life, but still, I accepted the offer to join the team because I thought I could put my talent to good use. However, once I solved that case, I figured something out. The person who was killed wasn't a character from a novel, he was real. It was a real person who killed him. I was only one character there, the relaxed inspector. Well, actually, they're all fictional, so. Then I started having these thoughts. Was there no better alternative for the victim and the culprit? Will Geller try to get revenge on me if she is out of prison? Why did I go through all that to catch the criminal when no one is rewarded for her being behind bars? Did I really do the right thing? Still, with all that, they are just thoughts. The victim, Hudan, started out as a respectable ringleader. That only changed when Julia Geller joined the Trump Tower troop. Houdin took out a loan to buy props for Julia Geller's performance, but the returns were poor. Houdin started gambling to try to pay off the debts the circus took on, and then the addiction took hold. Geller said it herself. All the blame was on her. Geller knew she caused it all, so she was ready to protect Trump Tower at all costs. Then she settled them on murder, the worst means possible. Geller continued after that. She said she was looking for someone to stop her and punish her for her crimes. Perhaps Geller is actually grateful that you solved the case. Are you serious? No. That last part was a lie. Isn't that going too far? Seriously? If what I said were true, would that give our job some other meaning? No, a detective's job is always the same, note. We are here to find the truth. It's not our job to make the world a better place or tell right from wrong. We are just here to find the truth. If it's something else you are wanting, use the time you grumble and gripe to get on a plane or whatever and head back home. However, if you don't know what you want, then stay here. Stay, find whatever truth may come, and keep on complaining like you are today. After all, there are certain things that start just that way. Making the world a better place, telling right from wrong. Maybe you'll find whatever it is you're looking for along the way. Shall we head back to work? We've still got the reports to write up about our case today. Could I stay here just a bit longer? It's sort of hazy, but I think I can just make out the hands of a clock out that way. Unfortunate, really. This place used to be all mine. And I have first division. So it's still the same day, but later on. Good, just like that. Let's do a save. Just like that, we'll summarize the events as they occurred. I just have to write it out like this. That should be sufficient. Now we just need to sign the bottom, and that's that. When you're done with that one, fill out this one. Huh? Isn't this the same document we just filled out? The last document was our report to the detective chief inspector. This is what we'll send to the police. Try to avoid referencing skills as much as possible while you fill this one out. I guess city people have their fair share of inconveniences too. Does anyone have any supernatural powers that allow them to automatically fill out paperwork? They are not supernatural powers. Right, I know they're skills, right? Because supernatural powers makes them sound cultish. Indeed, you're catching on. Note, the first time we met, I was quite disrespectful, and I still haven't apologized for that, have I? Stop, you really don't need to apologize. Then I guess I won't. Hiring you on was the right decision. Thank you. Omedeto. Congratulations. I like her singing. Yeah, we solved the case. Congratulations. Apologies for the late return. Did you have a lot of work to do? It did take longer than expected. Were the roads congested? About that? You were late because we had to pick up this. It's a cat? No, it's a cake. Happy birthday. Cake? Indeed, it's a bit of a welcoming gift, a celebration of the first case you solved. For me? Come now, we're completely blown away. We had no idea you'd solve such a complicated case. I guess the chief gets a few things right every once in a while. It's quite fortunate we had you on the case today. Note? It's got happy birthday written on it. This was the only one they had left. Come on now, it's a cake. What's written on it isn't important. Here, note, blow out the candles. Okay. Cheers, bloody terrific. This whole affair. No, it really is a birthday party. Note, I do apologize. I'll make you a proper cake later on. Huh? I'm not angry or anything, it's just I've never been welcomed like this. Actually, I had a similar thought to yours. I'm just glad to be part of the Mana Affairs division. Right, I see. Well then, shall we eat? I got fed something to cut it with. My word, doesn't that just warm your heart? Hehe. We've got a lot to look forward to. Now, speaking of which, note, when's your actual birthday? I'm not really sure. Huh? I'm an orphan. I never knew my parents. Pardon? When my name Notrick was given to me by my previous employer. Uh-huh. I guess there's gonna be some mystery about his background that we're gonna discover. What's wrong with everyone? Nothing at all. What happened to all that energy from before? Now it's your start of the show now. You should be enjoying yourself. It's not really my... Take this. Wait, did she throw the cake? That's wasteful. Congratulations. Don't. Congratulations because you solved the case. We are looking forward to working with you. Truly. I sort of like this. So awkward. Yeah. Brian's awkward attempt at singing continued until Athena gave him a swift kick to the shin. If I had to rate it, I'd say my welcoming party left a rather synthetic taste in my mouth. But just like that, I became an official member of the Mana Affairs division. There was no question that I felt fortunate to be welcomed on as a full-fledged member. I found my place here, but I also find myself thinking that more exhaustingly tedious jobs were right over the horizon. Are things gonna get tougher now? But such ridiculous feelings, they usually turn out to be wrong. Here's the report. December 25th at 9:30 in the morning. There was a murder reported at the London branch of the Bureau. The victim's name. Case 1 backstage. End. Okay, so now it's officially over. So we have to go to the level select screen, alright? Okay, we could go to the third case, but of course we're not. Creatures, the mutated result of phenomena. An incident occurs at the creature breeding facility. Okay, those creatures were mentioned earlier. Pet shop. That sound. He's dead. He's really dead. How was it, you worthless piece of filth? I knew this day would come. Let's hurry. I can't let them find out I was here. This is all because of you monsters. Whatever, I don't care. After all, it wasn't me who killed him. London Dartford Road. So it's the November 25th. 10:30. Sorry, I kept you waiting for some time, yes? Let's hurry back. What all did you have to buy? Is it just me or this sentence a bit weird? Paper for the office, ink, 5 kilograms of tea leaves. 5 kilograms of tea leaves sounds like a lot. You know, things. Sergeant, because of all these case files back here, there's already 0 room. Could we put all that in the trunk? You mean the boot? There's no room back there. That's where we keep the files on theft and robberies. Sometimes I feel like I might be better switching places with those files. Is it that heavy? I feel like I'm being flattened. It's already been a month since I joined the Manor Affairs Division. Because of the Trump Tower case, the others recognized my talents, but since they could solve most cases with the skills, I was given the task of reviewing cases and filling out paperwork. At times I began to question my decisions leading to this point, since that was exactly what I had done back with my old private investigator boss. But still, I was satisfied enough just from being accepted as part of the team. I didn't think I'd get used to being part of the Manor Affairs Division so easily, but I felt completely adjusted to it all in just 1 month. Why do you look so worn out all of a sudden? Huh? I'm not, I brought some snacks too, so feel free to eat if you're feeling peckish. So that's what smells so good. For strange. What? I like the image, and pig looks like he's been hypnotized or something. Sausages. You have to leave some for Thina and Brian though. You're not like sausages? No, it's the packaging. The pig's grinning from ear to ear. I was just wondering if he should be. Is that your issue? Isn't it normal for him to be? Not really. It feels like putting a big smiling human on the package of a bunch of human meat. Might be rather effective advertising for cannibals. And I had to put myself in the cannibal shoes. When it comes to products, it's important to think of the needs of the customers. Well, personally, yeah, I think that's, compared to many other brands out there, I think I like this image compared to real world brands, so yeah. Anyway, there's not that much pork in that sausage anyway. Huh? What's this? Now that I'm taking a closer look, it says it contains 0.2% pork. What the fuck? With only 0.2%, why not leave it out altogether? A good con artist always makes sure they can have an escape route, note? There's no such thing as a good con artist. What about me? Anyway, if the sausage is only 0.2% pork, what's the other 99.8% made of? Fish, flour? Maybe creature meat. I'm afraid to ask, but what did you just say? You mean creatures? Yet another new term. You don't know? This is rather bothersome, but I guess I should explain. You understand staffers and staff now, right? If mana inhabits a person, you call them a staffer. If it inhabits an inanimate object, we call it a staff, right? That's right. And then on top of that, if it inhabits a non-human animal, it's called a creature. Ah, okay. So it's just a magically imbued animal. In the case of staffers and staff, the phenomenon takes the form of random powers. Such powers are commonly referred to as skills. Creatures, unlike staffers, can't use skills. Instead, the phenomenon manifests itself in the form of body transformations. Transformations? To put it simply, it makes them bigger, or they develop peculiar characteristics, something in that vein. Thus, some creatures get quite meaty, and with their excellent reproductive capabilities, they're often used as a source for food. And it's okay to eat? Though there have been no documented cases of creature meat having any adverse effects on human body, there are some like you note who prefer to avoid it since they view it as unclean. So it's the new halal or something. However, it's got a great flavor with a low price tag, so those with little means are thankful for the meal. Ever since we commercialized creature meat, starvation has taken a steep nosedive. Well, when you put it like that, I'm trying to tell you it's fine to eat, but I didn't expect you to chow down with no objections. Well, since it's not bad for me, I've got no reason not to eat it. Surprisingly, no, it's actually delicious. The culture. Nyan nyan nyan, ni hao nyan. Improving taste, the most important of the body transformations creatures get. How about staff then, like, so at the bureau again, like I don't know if a brick turns into staff, does it also taste good? We are back? Whoa, why are you two so late getting back? We bought sausages. Ooh, very strange. I love these. Is something the matter? Brian wants scout reinforcement. Once at a time, Detective Brian was called to the scene and requested reinforcements. Oh, how'd you catch all that? Why would she talk with her mouth full of food if she thought we wouldn't understand? He said we should all come if possible. That means you too, Note. Me too. Seems as though there's a case that he can solve using his skill alone. What's the case? Where are we going? It's a murder case. It happened at a place on Lisun Street, a creature management facility. The head of the facility, he was caught and eaten by a creature. Tun tun tun. Oh, Lisa Moko. So we have more staffers here. Will all of our suspects be staffers, or we also have like normal humans at some point? Her Venus. Her last name is Her Venus. That, you know, either it's something rude or it's an STD. Pet shop. Alright, something's happening finally. Note, are you sure you're alright not going with Pandy? She's your partner. Oh, she's the partner? Okay. If I ride in that car one more time, I might actually be crushed to death. Did you just say Sergeant and I are partners? I guess I was the only one who thought it like that. Yeah, I guess that is pretty much the case though. Shouldn't that come as more of a shock? It's pretty obvious you were trying to get a reaction out of me. Oh, someone's starting to build up an immunity to my humor. I think you're the one who would consider that humor, Sergeant. Look, you two. You're getting along so well. Let's say we are, then would you please explain the case? Alright, for our two latecomers, I'll lay it out for you myself. Let's do a save. Start from the beginning. Alright. And I'm gonna go get some water for my tea and be right back.
事件が起きたのはウッズっていうクリーチャー管理施設。クリーチャーの飼育と研究をしているところだよ。
Alright, the murder occurred at a creature management facility called Woods. Well, that's a boring name. It's a place where they raise creatures and do research on them. It's a privately run facility, but they go way back with the Bureau, so it seems they also pass some of that information on to the government. But at 1 in the afternoon yesterday, a body was found assumed to be the head of the facility, Jerry Thompson. Well, that's a normal name. Looks a bit Asian though. More accurately, they found a hand that they're assuming was Jerry Thompson's. Is this gonna be another like he faked his death or something, he killed somebody else? You're saying the victim was eaten by a creature? That's right. His hand was found in his office and the rest was found in the waste treatment facility where they dispose of creatures' excrement. The victim's office, it's in absolute tatters from what we can only assume was a large creature rampaging on the loose. It was there the creature caught and ate its victim. Not exactly a scene I want to imagine. However, I clearly heard you use the word murder, right? If the victim was eaten by a creature, we can't exactly conclude it was murder, can we? I'm not sure about those details myself, but it seems the Woods faculty includes 3 staffers who keep the creatures in check. This guy looks so creepy. This looks like a Epsteinian. So there's a possibility cover up from, and I mean like, you know, PDF. So there was a possibly a cover up for a murder of one of the staffers. That might be what the higher ups at the facility are thinking. This case has yet to be looked into by the police. Those higher-ups asked for us by name. Thus I think we're going to have to investigate the scene of the crime more thoroughly than we did our last big case. We are already here, the scene of the crime. Well, let's hear the rest of the explanation straight from the horse's mouth. Woods Creature Management Facility, Reptile Wing. Oh, cute crocodile. Oh wow, how can I even begin to describe this place? I figured it would be some sort of ranch, but it's got more of a factory feel to it. They did say there's some research going on alongside the breeding program, no? Why am I getting like Resident Evil vibes?
そっか。
Ah,
だ
that's
から
the
こういう
choice
インテリ
in
アなのか
interior
な。
design.
ところで、
Right, am I
あそ
the
こ
only one
の巨
concerned
大な
about
檻
the
に入っ
giant
てい
in
る
the
ものが気になるの
cage?
は、
何ノート。ビビってるの？
What's gotten into you, Note? Are you
あ
scared?
れはレプリカだよ。
That
参
thing's
考用
stuffed.
の
You're
レプリ
scared of
カ。
a stuffed animal.
いくら
Even
クリーチャー
creatures
と言っ
don't
て
get
も。
that big.
そうなんですか。
Are you sure?
もちろん。
Of course,
ほら、
look here.
よく見て。
Huh? Of course he's gonna try to bite her. Is that supposed to be an animal sound? It's clearly just some dude. Is the stuffed animal actually a guy in a crocodile suit? Rah. My hand.
くっついてるよね。
My hand. I still got my hand attached to my arm, right?
レプリカだなんて、しっかり生きてるじゃないですか。
Stuffed animal on my rear, my ass. That thing's alive. Blimey.
レプリカ
Now
だ
that's
と思ったの
British.
に。
And here I was hoping it was stuffed.
ただの想像を
How
事
can she
実のよう
assume
に
her
言った
hope
ん
is
だ
a
な。
proven fact? I like the way that the game emphasizes that she is a retard.
まあ普通に考えたら
Well, if you think about it
レプリカを
rationally,
檻の
there'd be
中
no
に入れて
reason
お
to
くわ
lock
け
a
がない
stuffed
わよ。
animal in a cage. Well,
ね
yeah.
え、そうい
Please
うの
tell
は
me
私が
that
ちょっ
before
か
I
いを出
touch
す
it
前
next time.
に言ってよ。誰か近づいてく
Someone's
る。
coming. Two someone's. Huh?
みんな到着していたんですね。
I see you're
とこ
all
ろで、
arrived.
さっきの叫び声
What was that going on a moment
テ
ago?
ナの手が切断されそうになっただけや。
It was just
それより
Tena
も
almost having her arm bitten off.
隣にいる人
But
は
who's this with you, Brian?
あ、こちらはこの
This
施
here
設
is the
の
facilities. Wait,
今なんて
what did you just say?
これはどうも。
Why, hello there. Welcome, welcome. You must all be from the Mana Affairs Division. So it's Beck. Okay, that's a very detective name.
私はウッズの副社
I'm the
長
Vice
で
President of
研究
Woods
員であり
Researcher
保安
and
要員
Security
でもある
Officer.
ナインベックと申
Nine
し
Beck?
ます今は社長代理も
I'm
務め
also
て
the
います
acting
の
head
で
of the institution as
何か気になる
things
ことが
stand.
あれ
So
ば
if you have any
いつ
questions,
でも
feel
呼
free
び
to
く
call
だ
me
さ
up.
い
Okay, nine is, well, it's German, but it's not really a name, is it?
レッドフィンズチーム長です。それであなたのお名
Sergeant
前は
Redfin's at your service, and your name was
ナイ
Nine
ン
Beck.
ベックです
I just told you.
さっき申し上げました
すみません。
I'm sorry.
話が
I
長
sort
か
of
ったの
stopped
で
listening in the middle of
途中から
since you
聞い
were
ていなかった
droning
ん
on
です。
so long. Quite the sense of humor you got there,
こ
Sergeant.
れ
よく言われます。
I hear that quite often.
嘘だろ
That's a lie.
それじゃあまず現場を調べて
Shall
み
we
まし
start
ょ
by
うか。
checking the scene of the crime?
副社長で社
Since
長
you're the
代
Vice
理で保
President,
安
acting
要員
President, and security guard,
私たちを事
it
件
would be
現場
hard
に
for you
案
to
内
get
す
us
る
there,
の。
right?
あ、それから
And
空い
perhaps
ている
is
部
there
屋
a
で
room we
捜
could
査の
use
ため
as
に
our
使って
field
いい？
office?
ああそれなら
If
現場
that's
の
what you
右にあ
require,
る
you
大
can
休
use
憩
the
室を
lounge
ご利用くだ
number
さい
2,
今
which
は
is
誰も
located
使ってい
directly
な
to
い
the
場所
right
で
of
す
your
から
crime scene.
よし。それじゃあ私は取り調べの
Great,
準備
I'll
をする
prepare
ね。
the room for our interrogations.
いや、それは
No,
僕
I'll
に
take care of that.
今
I
回は
doubt I'll be much
役
help
に
this
立てそう
time.
にないから
それどういう意味？
What's that supposed to mean?
後で説明するよ。
I'll explain
チーム
later.
長。
Sarge, is that alright with you?
何か面倒な
Seems
ことが
like you
起
got
きたの
something
で
irking you.
仕方ないわ。
If you must,
それじゃあ
then would you like to
今
come
回
with
は
us
テ
to
ナも
crime
一緒
scene, Dana?
そうするね。
Sure. Okay, in the office. Oh, nice. It's not as bloody
元
as I
から
hoped.
こういうインテリアってわけじゃないよ
This
ね。
wasn't the way this place was decorated originally, right?
ある程度荒らされているだろうとは思っていましたが
I figured the place would be a
こ
bit
れ
of a
は
mess, but
予想
this
よ
is
り
far worse than I expected.
めちゃくちゃね。
It's a disaster.
現場の保
We
存
kept
は
the
完
room
璧です
preserved
よ
exactly as it was.
モコ君が初めて発見
This
し
is
た
how it
時の
looked
状
when
態
Miss
その
Moko
ま
came
まで
up
す
on it.
モコ君というの
Who
は
is this
ど
Miss
なたです
Moko
か
exactly?
ああ説明を忘れてい
I
ました
forgot to talk
ね
about her, Lisa Moko, one of our
施
handlers
設
here
の
at the
飼育員の
facility.
一人です
Is the
爬虫
APAC
類
handler?
館を担当してい
She's
ま
in
す
charge of the reptile wing.
リザモコ
When did
第一
then
発見
did
者
this Lisa Moko was the first on the scene?
では思う
Well
存
then
分調
investigate
査
your,
なさっ
to
て
your
くだ
heart's
さい
content. I simply cannot look
私
at
は
this
こ
any
れ以
longer,
上
so
見る
let's
のが
end to other
辛い
business.
そうしてください。
Indeed, do as you will.
ノートは大丈夫？
Note, are you
ここまで
right?
荒らされた
This is the
現場を
first
見る
time
のは初
you've
めて
seen
だ
a
よね。
crime scene torn up this bad, huh?
大丈夫です 捜査
I'm
だと思
fine
え
when I
ば不
think
思
of
議と落ち
this
着く
as
の
a
で。
criminal investigation. I get strangely calm
テナさんこそ普段は
because
現
it's
場に
his
あまり来ない
fetish.
じゃないですか。
Speaking of
それ
which,
にしては
Detective
平気そうで
Dana,
すね。
you don't normally see crime scenes. You look quite composed
ま
yourself.
あ私
Well,
は
for me, I'm
保管
just
チームに
retarded.
いた
I
時
saw a
にも
lot
っと
more
すごいのも
of
見て
this
るか
when I
ら
worked
これく
probation.
らいじゃ
This isn't
大した
enough
リ
to
アク
draw
シ
a
ョンはしない
reaction
よ
from
保
me.
管チーム
テナは
Probations.
もともと
Tena
管
started
理
in
局の別
another
の部署に
department. Then she moved to Mana
青年
Affairs
チームに
Division
来たの
about
は
4 years ago.
初耳です。
That's the first time
保管
hearing
チ
of
ーム
this.
というの
What,
は何を
what's
する部署なんですか？
probation's handle?
ああ保管チームっ
Good
ていう
old
のは
probation, short for the
保護観察
probations
チー
and
ムの略だわ
rehabilitation department.
保護観察。
Probations,
Oh.
right? That's the department that carries away the criminals once we close the case, right?
そうそこにいた時は
When I worked there, I had a reputation for being a bit
もう
much to handle. I got dark past. Huh? Darker than this?
今
Yeah,
何
shilling
を
for your
考えて
thoughts?
る
大したことじゃないです。
Nothing of note.
ダメそうだわ
This isn't good.
記憶調査書を
I
作
came
成
here
す
to
る
do a
つも
memory
りで来たん
survey,
だ
but
けど
my mind is holding on to one intense memory that's drowning out all the rest.
ある強力な記憶。
Intense memory?
そう
Indeed, a man screams, the sound of bones crunching, the inhale and exhale of large beast.
あっちに落ちてる手
Hey,
は
it's Mr. Beast, the YouTube guy. The hand over there, it's all that's left of the corpse, huh? The rest of it,
ク
perhaps.
リーチャーに食われたと聞い
When
た
I
時は
first heard he
あま
was
り
eaten
想
by
像
a
できてな
creature,
か
I
ったんです
couldn't
が、
really picture it in my mind.
この部屋の状態。
But after seeing the
それ
state
に
of
さっ
this
き見た
room,
クリ
this
ーチャーの
creature
姿を
back
思い出
there,
す
I
と
can't
想像
not
できない
picture
ちょっ
it.
と気分が
I'm
悪く
feeling
な
a
ってきた。
little queasy.
ここで何が起きたかは
I'm
大体わか
beginning
りま
to
したが、
understand what happened here,
犯人が
but I
特
don't
定
see
で
a
きるような
single
手がか
clue
り
that will
は
help
あり
us
ませんね。
identify a possible
お
murderer.
そらく被害者に直
From
接
the look
攻
of it,
撃をした
one
の
of
は
those creatures went
クリーチ
straight
ャー
for
で
the
しょ
victim.
う。もう少し
We
容疑
need
者たち
more
についての
information
情
on
報
our
が必要
suspects.
ね。
Let's join Brian for now.
そうだねそろそ
Alright,
ろ
he
取
has
り調べも
probably
始められ
gotten
るだろう
the
し場所
the
さえ
room
決まっ
ready
ちゃえ
for
ば
my
準備に
interrogations
は
by
そこ
now.
まで時間がかからないから
Once we have a room, setting up doesn't take all that long. Lounge number 2. Why is he rubbing his hands like this? He really is Epsteinian.
皆さん、もう調査
Hello,
終
a
わ
lot
ったん
of
で
you
すか？
finished with your investigations already.
やはり管
As
理局の
expected,
方
the
は
bureau
仕事が
does work
早いです
fast.
ね。ベックさん、どうして
Spec,
こちら
why are
に？
you here?
僕が呼んでおいた
I called him in.
取り調べをするなら
If you're going to
まずは
question
副社長
everyone,
か
I
ら
thought
話
you
を
better
聞
to
くのが
start
いい
with
と
than the vice president.
他の二人の容
The
疑
other
者
two
間もな
suspects
くここに
should
来
be
る
with
は
us
ず
soon.
よろしく
Well
お願
then,
い
let's
し
get
ま
right
す。
to it. Here's my
こ
bureau
れ
file.
自分から渡してくる人は
He's the
初め
first
て
to
だ
hand
な。
over his file to me directly.
ベックさんのスキルは
Oh,
座
he's super
標性
dangerous.
物体転送
I see your skill is coordinate-based object transmission. Threat level STN? Coordinate-based object transmission. Wait. Max 8 meters. So can he like teleport objects or what does it mean? Maximum object weight 60 kilograms cannot be used on self.
コルトよりレベルが
It's
一段
one
階
above cold. A skill that's as
戦車
dangerous
程
as
度
an
の危険
armored
性を持っ
tank.
たスキルよ
It's the highest threat level ever
世
shared
間に
with the
公表されて
public.
いる危険度の中では
So there might be
一番
higher,
高い
like, you know,
レベルに
nuke level threats as well or something.
具体的には
What
ど
sort
んな
of
スキル
skill
な
do
ん
you
ですか？
possess exactly?
射程距離内にある物体一つ
With
を
my skill, I
射
can
程
take
距
an
離
object
内の
within range
別
and
の場所
teleport
に
it
瞬
to any
間
other
移動させ
location
るスキ
within
ルで
range.
す。
Yeah. I see. I feel so smart. Unless he's lying, like in the last case.
あー、百分
But
は
showing
一
it,
手にしかずと言い
you
ます
would be
から
faster than trying to
実
explain
際
it
にお
100
見せし
times.
ま
Bam,
どうです
bam.
か？
How's that?
こんな
That's
感じ
pretty much it. Okay. Oof.
殴った？
Did you just hit him?
あの位置は痛そうだ
Quite a painful location for that. Wait, did he transport her panties or something? If so, respect.
あー、
Sorry to
私
super.
が
Ow.
また殴った。
Did she just hit him again?
同じところを二度殴った
At the
な
same place.
こ
In
ういう
such
場合
cases,
ダメージは
damage
二倍に
doubles.
二班に分かれましょう
Let's divide into two groups.
私とブリアン
Ren
は
and I will
施設
take a
の
look
他の
around
場
the
所を調
facility.
査す
Then
る
and Note can continue with
テ
this
ナとノ
man's
ートは
interrogation.
分かった
Understood?
それじゃ
Then
行
let's
くわ
go.
よ
困ったな
We may
まだ
be in
僕
it
からの
for
説
with
明
this
が済ん
one,
でい
though
な
I
い
haven't had time to properly explain why.
とりあえず
Anyway,
持
I'll
っている
leave
書類
what
は置いとい
documents I
て
have.
スフォークは逆
I
さ
have
ま
my
にしてお
spork
くから
upside down, so
何
feel
かあれ
free to
ば
contact me
いつ
if
で
you
も
run
連絡し
into
て
any
くれ
problems. Surprisingly, she's quite a light puncher.
いえ
No,
い
is
つ
that
も
she
は
normally
言葉の
prefers
暴力し
verbal
かふ
ベッ
attacks.
クさん、もしか
Mr.
して
Beckson,
パニーに
Mr.
何かしました
Beckson,
か？
did you perhaps mess with Pandy? Yes, I may have laid a hand on her shoulder.
ああ、
That explains
す
it.
みま
Sorry, the
パニは
sergeant
他人に
doesn't like to be
触れられ
touched.
先に
It's
失
quite
礼なまで
alright.
をし
I
た
was
ら
the first to
私
cross
な
the
の
line.
でもうそういえば
That reminds me, the
チーム長
sergeant
は
said she
潔癖
suffers
症み
from
たいなものだと言
germophobia,
ってま
right?
した
That's why she didn't shake my hand.
潔癖症？
Germophobia, that's not right. Well, I can't be sure, can I? After all, I'm still in the middle of my studies into psychopathy.
精神疾患
Psychopathy? I mean, Pandy's been in her fair share of situations, but you'll have to ask her about it later on.
考えてみると1ヶ月も一緒に
Now
過
that
ごし
I'm
てるの
thinking
に
about it,
チ
we'll
ーム
be
長に
working
ついて
together
ほ
for a
とんど
month
何
now,
も知
but
ら
I
ない
still
な
know almost nothing about the
それ
surgeon.
じゃあ、そろそろ
Well
ベッ
then,
クさん
shall
の
we
陳
take
述
Mr.
を
Beck's
聞かせて
statements?
もらいましょうか。
I don't like this that there's no, do you want to overwrite? No, yes. Right, of course.
もちろんですよ
What should I tell you about?
とりあえず、事件を知った時のこ
First
とを
off, it
話
should
して
be
も
a
らえ
good
れば。
start to show how you found out about the incident.
テーブルに
You
手
may
を置い
rest
て
your hands on the
穏や
table.
かな
Feel
気
free
持
to
ちで話し
speak
てくだ
from
さ
a
い。
place of tranquility.
はいお任せください
Righto, leave it to me.
おお、その協力
Oh,
的
I
な
love
態
to see a
度、いいですね。
cooperative mindset. Let's go.
そうですか
Indeed, let's
穏やかな気持ちと
speak
は
from a
一体
place of tranquility. What's that supposed to mean?
さあ、陳述。
Statement time, ready, go. It was somewhere between noon and 1 when Miss Mocha's scream echoed through the facility. Right when I heard the sound, I ran as fast as I could toward it. Ah, that was a lie or something. Though I was the last one to see. Hehe. When I saw the battered door to the office, I had a feeling something bad had happened. When I saw all that blood, my legs felt like rubber. That's when I found out that Mr. Thompson was dead. And that's all I can remember. So where was he when that happened? What was he doing? Was that enough?
うん、
I guess we'll see
それは
about
今
that,
から
no?
ノートを
Consider this a warm-up. Do you remember how to use the
私が
information I
作成した
collect during the
陳述書。
statements?
もちろんです陳
Of
述者
course,
が
when
興
our
奮したり
witness is worked up
嘘
or
をつい
lying,
た
we
りし
can
た時
detect
異
fluctuations
常
in
心
their
拍が
heartbeats.
嘘だと思われる
So if
陳
there's a
述があれ
statement
ば
I think might
そ
be
の陳 述
false, I
内
just
容
have to
と
connect the
異常
statement with
心拍とをつなげてみれ
abnormal
ばいいんです
heartbeat,
それじ
right?
ゃ陳述書を
Take
見
a
て
look at the
気になるとこ
statement
ろがあっ
and
たら教え
see
て。
if there's anything that stands out to you. Alright, what is... Well, there was that one obvious lie. Let's double check this. Yes. I don't want to pin it, you silly goose. Okay, no. So this is obviously right. When I heard the sound, I ran as fast as I could toward it. That sounds like a lie. So while you were combing through his statement,
ここ
Right here,
Uso
there's the
no
lie
chinjutsu
in
ga
the statement.
も
You found one already? Yep,
So
are you
what?
surprised?
うそういえ
Come
ば
to think of it, you're
こう
just
いう
that
やつ
sort
だ
of
った
bloke,
ね。
aren't you?
1ヶ
I
月ぶ
guess
り
I
だったか
forgot
ら
over the
忘れ
course
て
of
た。
a month.
嘘の陳述という
Excuse
の
me,
は
about this lie, what are you
どういう意
getting
味
at
でしょう
exactly?
お分かりのはずですよね
Don't you already know?
ベックさん悲鳴を聞いてすぐさま現場に駆けつけた
Mr.
とい
Beck,
うあな
part
たの
about
陳
you
述は
running to the scene
Uso
right
です
when you heard the scream. You were lying.
それは
How did you come to that
どうし
conclusion?
てそう考え
Do you
たの
have
かわからないん
proof?
ですが根拠はテナさんが感じ取った異常心拍だけど
Proof is in the abdominal heartbeat detective Thana detected, but I can't let on that we're using skills just yet. How should I proceed?
なんだ
You're not quite as smart as you look.
もし
Excuse me?
私たちがハッタ
If
リ
you
を
were
かけただけ
bluffing,
だ
do
と
you
したら
think we
あなた
could
の
have
嘘の
pointed
発
out the
言を
exact part of
正
your
確に指摘
statement
で
that
き
was
ると
false?
私たちはね
And speaking of
もう
us,
あ
we're
なたの
already dead
嘘が
certain you were
私
lying.
今あなたが
You shouldn't keep on questioning us about every little thing and casting suspicion. You should be telling.
テナさん、こういう
Detective
時に
Tena
は
is
意外と口が達
surprisingly
者なん
good
だよ
speaker
な。
at times like these. You see, it's a bit embarrassing. You're right, in truth, I couldn't head directly to the scene. I was in a situation I couldn't get away from. Maybe he was taking a shit. Yes, of course, so what were you doing at that time? Well, due to the nature of this facility, I don't think I can tell you that. If you try to back out now, you will only cast suspicion on yourself. After all, in our eyes... Indeed, I'm terribly sorry, yet it's my understanding that we have an agreement with the Bureau not to speak about any confidential information regarding the facility, no? Perhaps it was the chief inspector I spoke with. I got his permission. He said something about being your boss. Yes, indeed. Then shall we put a pin on that discussion for now? After all, we should be hearing from our other suspects. Indeed, you have both been terrific. I'll be seeing ya. Detective. Chief. Oh!
一旦落ち着いてください。
Calm
まだ
yourself,
捜査
we
は
hardly
始まった
began
ば
our
かりです。
investigation.
そうだね。
Right, but the fact that Beck is
ベッカが
hiding something
何か
shows
隠
us
している
we've
って
got a
分かっただ
huge
けでも
harvest
収
to
穫
reap,
だよね。
right?
課長は
The chief, though, someday I hope to get the chance to legally let him meet his maker.
課長、今のうち
Chief,
に
I'd like to offer up
安ら
an
かに
early
眠れるようお
prayer
祈
for
りし
your
ておきます。
passing.
嘘をつくなよ。
Stop
何
lying.
の騒ぎでしょうか。
What's that sound?
外から聞こえたみたいだ
Sounds
けど。
like it's coming from outside.
ここにいらしたんですね。
Oh, there you are. Haves. That's a weird name.
捜査官さん。
Detective, sir,
Wait,
ma'am,
wait.
you can take this human here into custody.
いや、こいつが
No,
犯
they
人
cannot.
です。
This man, he's the real
騙されないでください。
criminal. Don't let him fool you. Okay, are they working together, trying to confuse us or something?
なんです
Excuse
か？
me, what are you two doing?
まあ、とりあえず二人とも落ち着
Here
いて。
now, the both of you need to calm yourself down first
よく
and,
こんな恥知らずな
oh,
真似が
to
できたもん
see
な。
anyone so brazen in this wide world of ours. We've exceeded my expectations once again.
感動したぜ。
I'm genuinely impressed. Bravo, bravo.
ブラボーなんて言ってる場合じゃないでしょ。
Bravo, really?
落ち着いてくださ
I
い。
said calm down, calm. Oh, sorry.
一度言われればわかる。
You only have to say it once.
どうして
Why
同
the
じ
need
こ
to
とを二
repeat
回も
yourself?
と、
Well, at least you're calm now,
こ
right?
れからは大
I'd
声を出すのを
appreciate it
控
if
え
you
てくださ
refrain
い。
from shouting.
クリーチャーたちが驚き
You're
ます
scared
ん
of
で。
creatures.
いや、自分たちが騒いでたの
Excuse
が
me,
スル
you're
ーな
not.
の。
Let's just move past that.
そういえば、
Come to think of it, Brian mentioned sending in two more suspects. That must be you
あなた
two.
容疑者とは聞き捨てならないです
Suspects.
ね。
I don't like the sound of that. I'm the handler in charge of mammals, Kendrick Hawes.
ケンドリック・ホースと言います。
爬虫類館担当の
I'm
飼
in
育
charge of the reptiles. The name is Lisa Moko.
リザモコ。どこかで聞いたような。
I feel like I've heard that name before.
現場を最初に
You were the
発見し
first
た
on
方
the
です
scene,
ね。
right?
はい。そう
Yes,
です
that's right.
お
Oh, of course. Then let's start with Miss Moko.
いや、俺の
No,
話か
you
ら聞
should
いて
hear
く
what
だ
I
さ
have
い。
to say first. Eh?
こいつがまた適当なこと
I
を
have
言う
no
かも
idea
し
what
れない
lies
じゃないで
she's
すか。
about to spout off. What am I supposed to do if she slanders my name?
いえ、私たちは
Quite
公
alright.
平に
We're fairly.
この
Just
イカれ
do
た
as
や
this
つの言
lunatic
う
says.
ことを。それじゃ
Alright then.
あ
Huh?
そんな簡
Why
単
are
に
you
引き下
giving
が
in
る
so
なんて
quickly?
どういう
You have
つもり
something
だ。
else up your sleeve.
ああ、もう。それじゃああなたが後にすれ
Oh,
ば。
seriously? Then you go later.
よし、それじゃ
Okay then.
話にな
Not
ら
a
ない
chance.
ね。
That's playing right into her hand.
これを狙ってたのか。
I almost
騙さ
fell
れ
for
る
it.
ところ
Nice
だ
try.
ちょっとこ
No,
の
you
イカれ
loony.
野郎。
You know what? You pillock. I fooled you. It was a trick. And yeah, hell's bells, you caught me.
ノートノート。
Note, seriously. I'm trying my hardest not to whip out my gun
本
right
当に
now.
よほどじゃなければ銃は
Maybe
出
she
さない
should
んだ
do
よ。
that.
落ち着いてください。
Calm down, you two. Calm.
同じことを2回も繰り返さないで。
Stop repeating yourself. No more repeats.
イカれて
You
る。
loon. You just don't like to be around me because you think I'm unclean or some nonsense.
逃げやがって。
She ran off. So, shall we start with my statement?
これでおしまいですよね。
Is it really over?
終わり
Is it over, right? Done. Finished.
一度言われればわかり
You
ます。
really only need to say things once. Note, this guy's the criminal, right?
気持ちはわかりま
I
すが、
understand where you're coming from, but you can't let emotions cloud your judgment.
本当に大変な
My
仕事だ
word,
よね。
detective work really takes it out of you.
じゃあ、ど
So,
うしてモコ
shall
が
I
犯人
explain
な
how
の
I
か
know
を
Moko is
説
the
明すれば
culprit?
いい。
いえ、
No, please start by telling me what you were doing at the time of the incident in question. After that, we'll get to each of your experiences and why you're butting heads so often. Okay, I guess we can do it how you bureau detectives insist. Speech review. My job here is mostly consisting of looking after all of our mammals. We've got quite a collection of mammals we breed here. Well, you know, yeah, I wouldn't mind breeding some sort of mammals. Depends on the kind of mammals, though. But I heard screams coming from the reptile wing. And of course, it's Moko who's in charge of the reptiles. Anyway, I headed to the direction of the screams and found all the madness. I could tell right away that someone had been killed. The last time I saw Mr. Thompson was at 11, so that gave Moko 2 hours to kill him. There, I told you what you wanted to know. It must be hard to care for all those mammals by yourself. I imagine you must have some pretty big creatures. No, actually, thanks to my skill, it's not that hard at all. You'll find it quite pleasant. You have a skill that helps you take care of them? Of course, it's because of that skill I got hired on. No, this bureau file is among the files Brian left behind. Oh, he's also STN. Mr. Horse, your skill is possession-type animal manipulation, and your threat level is also STN. So he can possess animals or mammals only within 4 meters. I don't like where my mind just went, you know, talking about breeding animals. Just imagine you got like, I don't know, pandas or something that don't want to breed, even though I think I recently heard that, you know, now pandas aren't so endangered anymore. But anyway, you know, he can possess a panda and go, you know, make sweet love into a lady panda. Correct, and thanks to that threat level, life's been hard. I'm only allowed to out during my allotted time, and even then I'm only along the route designated for me. That must be difficult. Well, it is what it is. After all, my skill led me to this job, and so it's not all bad. Surprisingly loyal, this one. Possession-type animal manipulation, so basically you're able to control animals. Of course, what else would that mean? True, could you show us your skill? That might be hard right now, this second, don't you think? No reason to get worked up about it, though. I mean, I just can't reach. Reach what? Hold up a minute, I got it somewhere. Found it. Take a look at this, it's a blueprint of the facility. We are here, that's the crime scene. So feeding room. So the mammals are drainage pipes. I guess these drainage pipes, like maybe the animal that killed the guy traveled through the pipes or something. That's why they're prominently displayed here. So it's 4 meters. I think this is maybe it's a bit too obviously suggesting this guy could be the culprit. So it's 4 meters. So he could have been in this room and possess an animal and control it in the other room or something to go eat the guy, and then they escape through the drainage pipe or something. We're in the lounge number 2, right? The mammals, the catalyst for my skill are just down this hall. That's the mammal wing. Exactly 4 meters away. Yes, and it just so happens 4 meters is the range of my skill. You know, if I were to put my hands onto the wall and try to use my skill, I'd never reach the entrance of the mammal wing. That's why I said it'd be hard to show you, but if you were to accompany me to the mammal wing, I could then... Oh, that's what you meant. I was just about to kill you before you got to the point of that one. Well then let's please head back to the mammal wing for now. After we question Miss Moko, we'll head that way. Alright, pardon me, but yes?
いや
I mean, it's just... I'll wait back where I was, but don't you trust a word that
あい
comes
つ
out
の
of...
言うことは
Don't trust a
信
word
じない
that
で
comes
くださ
out
い
of that woman's mouth. What was that about being about to kill him?
何のこと
What do you mean?
何でもありません。
Never mind. Oh yeah. So it said he can possess mammals. Does it also work on humans?
あいつ
He didn't make any strange claims, did he?
変なことは言いません
Nothing
でした
strange,
が
but quite
ムカ
enough
つ
to
く
get
こと
me
は
all
たく
worked
さん
up.
とりあえず事
To
件発
start,
生
let's
時にあっ
just
た出来事
ask
だ
him
けを
what he
尋
was
ねまし
doing
た
at the time of the incident. We're
モコ
gonna
さん
ask
に
you
も
the same
同じ
thing.
どうしてあんな
Why
や
is a
つが
person like that even
同
working
じ
here?
それでも
He
飼
seems
育員の
proud
仕
enough
事には
of
プラ
his
イドを持っ
work
ている
here
よう
as
で
a
したよ。
handler.
それが一番気に入らないところなんですよ
That's the
家畜
part
に対し
that
ては
gets
人間
under
み
my
たいに
skin
接
the
する
most.
くせ
You
に
can
人に対し
treat
て
the
は家畜
livestock
より
like
ひどい
humans,
扱
but
い
you
をするんで
can't
すから
treat humans like livestock.
あんな怪物たちの何
I
がそ
just
んなに
can't see what he likes about those
モ
monsters.
コさんは
Then
こ
this
この
work
仕事
doesn't
が
really
気
suit
に
you,
入って
Miss
ない
Moko.
の。
好きでこんな仕事をしてる
Abe
の
is the
は
only
あ
one
の
who
獣
could
野郎
find
く
this
らい
job
です
enjoyable. Do you know what it's like being welcomed every day by 4-meter long monstrosity?
爬虫類館にいる巨大クリーチ
We
ャー
saw
を見
that
ましたが
giant creature outside the reptile wing. Are there similar
クリーチャ
creatures
ーが
on the
いるんで
mammal
すか
side too?
はい
Yes, they've got one absolutely covered in fur.
あんな大きなクリ
I
ー
had
チャ
no
ーが
idea
い
they
ると
got
は思い
got
ませ
that
んでし
big.
た
I figured it was stuffed,
無理
which
かと思っ
almost
て
led me
触
to
っちゃっ
a
て
spot of
ご
trouble.
存知ないのも当然です
It's natural to be ignorant of that fact. After all, those things are for military use.
クリーチャーを
Creature
兵器と
used
して
as
使うんです
weapons.
第一次世界大戦の初期にはかなり投入
They
さ
were
れた
quite
そうです
useful at the beginning of World War
戦
One.
車より機
They're
動
easier
力
to
があって
mobilize than
人を
tanks.
一瞬で
They
飲
can
み込
also
む
devour a person faster than you can say Bob's your uncle.
まさか
So I
社
never
長
expected
自
it
ら
to be
がそ
Mr.
の性能を
Thompson
証
who
明
would
する
prove
と
the
は
story
思い
is
ません
true.
でしたけど
やはり被害者の命を奪ったのは
Of course, that's how the victim died.
そんなにクリーチャーを嫌ってい
If
る
you
あ
hate
なたが
creatures that much, why work
お
here?
金です
The money
納得だ
makes sense.
社長が私のスキルを見て
Right when the
もの
boss
すごい
saw
額
my
の給料
skill,
を
he
提
made
示し
me
てき
an
たんです
extremely generous
他に私
offer.
を雇ってくれ
Plus,
る
there
とこ
was
ろもなかったし
nowhere else that wanted me.
そういえば
Speaking of which, your skill, Miss Moko, let's see here.
命令型動物
Command-based
操縦
animal manipulation and only works on reptiles. How convenient. So I guess it's more like a dominator or something. It's only cult level. But it's max 20 meters. So she could have easily done that, I guess, the
コ
murder.
ースさんのスキルと
It's pretty
名
similar to
前が
the
似てい
skill
ます
on
ね
Have's file, huh?
実際ほぼ同じ
Honestly,
スキル
they're
です
practically same
名
skill.
前の通
They're
り
both just
動物を
controlling
操
animals.
今お見せしましょう
Would
か
you like me to show you? Huh?
大丈夫なんですか
Is that alright?
はい
Sure,
ちょっ
just
と
give me a
待っていてく
second.
ださい
I'll call one over.
今こちらに呼びましたから
結構かかり
Sure,
ま
it's
すね
taking a while.
来た
Oh,
みたいで
seems
す
she's here. Would you
ドア
open
を
the
開
door?
けてお
What's this? A turtle? She's
ウッ
adorable.
ズに来て最初に見た檻に
Is
閉
the
じ込め
first
られてい
animal
た亀か
The animal I first saw locked in a cage when I entered the woods facility.
この子はペット用のクリーチャーで
This
す
is a pet creature. She's the only one worth looking at in the whole reptile wing.
動かないようにもできます
Would
の
you
で
like to pet her? I can make her stay still. Can you make her do some somersaults?
いえ
I can't give her any orders outside of simple movements. Plus, I don't think she has any
そもそも
the
従
body
来
composition for that.
見えない場所にいる動物
You can even
も
control
操
the
れるんで
animals
すか
you can't see.
はい
Yes, it's possible. Generally speaking, if I know their approximate location.
他の人たちのスキル
That
も
doesn't
そう
just
だ
go
と
for
思い
me.
ます
I'm sure it's the same with most skills people have.
そろそろ爬虫類館
I'll
に
send her
この子を
back
移
to the
します
reptile wing now.
バイバイ
Have a safe trip back.
こんなスキルがあるなら
With that
飼育員
skill,
は
I
ぴっ
bet
た
you
りで
make
し
a
ょうね
perfect animal handler.
まあそうですね
I do. Feeding to
特に
creatures
軍
so
用
the
クリーチャー
military
に
would
餌を
be
やる仕事は
especially hard without it. They eat an enormous amount of food, so we
餌
have
をたくさ
special
ん食べるの
feeding
で
areas for them.
ですから食事の時間になるたびに
Thus, we use
スキルを
our
使って
skills to
移動
move
させ
those
ないとい
animals
け
to
な
their
くて
designated rooms during feeding times. So can she control like numerous animals at the same time. Like there's a whole herd of turtles and she tells all of them to go to this room or whatever. Or can she tell like half of them to, I don't know, attack somebody and the others to go to this room?
その話は
This last part, could I get on that on the record? Sure, I'll mention it again when I talk about how I came upon what was left of the body. Great. Well then, let's rest your hands on the table and speak from a place of tranquility. The creatures we breed for the military are violent and will eat anything in front of them, so it's quite difficult to feed them in their cages. That's why we prepare their meals for them in separate containment area and move them that way. They can weigh over 100 kilograms, but they're quite easy to move with our skills. While the military creature feeds, I rest in lounge number 1 next door. When mealtime is over, I return the creature back to its cage and return to the reptile wing. The skill horse has is similar to mine, but for some reason his threat level is higher than mine. Yeah, good point. Well, it's possession. She's not possession, right? Yeah, it's command based, so she can give them commands, but I think it implies like he's in like I don't know if he like moves his consciousness over to the animal and he can basically do whatever. It's probably that, because she can only give commands like go there, do this, I guess. It's normally around 1 o'clock when we finish feeding the big ones. That's when I found out Mr. Thompson was dead. I think that's it. I see. I'm beginning to understand just why you and Mr. Horse thought each other the culprits. What? Why is that? For that, we first need a good understanding of the layout of this facility. This facility divides its creatures and their care into 2 wings, one for the mammals, one for the reptiles. The reason they laid it out that way is probably due to the special characteristics of their animal handlers. So they built the facility for the handlers, but what if something happens to the handlers, like they're gonna get sick, or maybe they get abducted by the Russians, or who knows what. Or just get killed in a car accident. Or they do a mistake and giant crocodile eats them. The food breeding facility divides its creatures by type and a wing for the mammals, wing for the reptiles. What's the reason for dividing it like this? This is, yeah, this is width over 20. It's like 22 meters between them. So I guess it's to prevent them from, I don't know, influencing other animals, but they couldn't do that anyways. Not quite sure. So what? Because they are violent, they will eat anything. I don't really know what the game wants. I'm just gonna try these because it's like it's sort of too generic question. Like, yeah, it's to keep them separated or something like that. Yes, I'll do that, even though I'm pretty sure this isn't the right option either. Is it okay? Maybe it's the range. Is it the threat level? See. Witness statements. Like I heard screams coming from the reptile wing. Yeah. That's a bit. I could tell right away it's someone that had been killed. How did he know? Okay, let's go. But this confuses me. I heard screams coming from the reptile wing. But if he was in the mammal wing and he heard it from the reptile wing, but the murder crime scene was here, is between them, so I'm a bit confused with that. And where exactly is this laboratory? Like, is this like parallel here, but how do you get in? There's no like... How are these connected? Is this like a corridor here, or just like a room, a door between each of them? It's like... I think the information we've been given is not really complete. Okay, let's see. Hint. What? Oh, okay. So it just says the right. Okay, reptiles. Why the reptiles?
それはスキルの触
But
媒
like the hint, I couldn't even read most of the hint because it was white text on a, bland, pale background, so it was difficult to even read. But I'm glad I noticed the glowing document anyway. Because of the catalysts,
モコさんとホースさん
Miss Mocha and Mr.
お二
Horse,
人と
they
も
both have the
動
skills
物を
that allow
操
them
縦
to
するス
control
キルを持
animals,
って
but
い
the
ますが
subjects of their
ス
control,
キルの
the
対象
catalysts
とな
are
る触
opposite.
媒がモコさんのスキルは爬虫類
Mocha's
だけ
skill
を
allows
操
her
縦
to
できて
control
ホ
reptiles,
ースさんは
Horse skill
哺
allows
乳
him
類
to
だけを
control.
操縦
Yeah,
できる
I understand that. It's just like the problem was how does the game want us to express that? Like this is this kind of like retarded meta problem that's not really about, this is about the teacher, like you wanting you to do the certain dance before you answer the question than actually just answering the question.
そのため
That I
クリ
despise
ーチ
that
ャーの飼育
absolutely.
場を爬
That's
虫
why
類
this
館
breeding
と哺乳
facility
類
is
館に
separated
分け
into
て
reptile
そ
wing
れ
and
ぞれの
mammal
スキル
wing.
に合わせた区
So
画
why
の飼
each
育を任せ
wing
たの
is
です
left to the person able to use the skill to
え
control
え
them.
そうです
That's right, from what I heard, they originally did have the creatures separated by reptile and mammal, managing to care for them regardless.
そっか
Oh, I see.
で
What's all this have to do with our case, though? Yeah.
飼育場が爬虫
Just as
類
this
館と
breeding
哺乳類
facility is
館に分か
dividing
れた
into
こと
two
によっ
wings,
て
the crux of
今
this
回の
case
事
is
件の
also
ポイント
divided
も
between
2
two
つのポ
areas.
イント
The crux?
はい
Yes,
使い
in a
方に
way
よ
you
っては
could say
今回の
they
凶器
act
にな
as
り
the
得る
murder
ものです
weapons in this case.
この資料の中で
They are
何度か
mentioned
触れられ
several
ていま
times
す
in the documents we have drawn up. Since the breeding facility is divided with a wing for reptiles and a wing for mammals, the core of this case has been divided into two halves as well. I remember it mentioned in one of the handler statements. What lies the core of this case that led to the victim's death? Is it the military weapon? They are used as military weapons or something? And, are violent, will eat anything in front of them. Yes.
軍用クリーチャー
The creatures bred for the military.
モコさん
Miss
軍
Mogo,
用
there's
ク
a
リーチャー
military
は哺乳
creature in the
類館に
mammal
もいま
wing,
すが
but you're unable
あ
to
なたのスキ
control
ル
it,
で
right?
は操れないそちらはホースさんが
So for
スキ
that
ルで
one,
クリー
it's
チャ
up
ー
for
を操るん
Mr.
ですよ
Horse to
ね
do the controlling, right?
ええ
Yes,
私
he
がするの
controls
と
this
同じやり方で
his much the same way I do mine.
私が第一休
And
憩
just
室
I
で
rest
休
up
む
in
よ
the
うに
number one lounge, Horse would have
第
been
二休憩
sitting
室
here
で
in
一
number
息つ
two
きながら
lounge
ス
while
キ
he
ルを
used
使
the
ったと
skill.
思います。
そうですか
Of course, so in other
モ
words,
コさんとホースさんは
you and Mr.
自
Horse
由
have
に
one
操れる
military
軍用クリー
creature
チャーを
each
一
that
頭ずつ持っている
you're
ことになります
responsible for controlling.
お二人とも
It's
その
possible
ク
for
リーチ
each
ャー
of
を
you
ある
to
場所
move
に
your
移動
creature
させるこ
wherever
とが
you
可能
wish.
と
だからさっき凶器
That's why you call them murder weapons.
被害者の死体が
The
発
crime
見さ
scene
れた
where you
現場
found
は
remnants of the
何か
body
が暴
was
れ
an
回ったかの
absolute
ように
wreck,
荒らさ
and
れてい
as
ま
if
した
something had been let loose to rampage inside there.
モコさんあなた
Miss
はその
Moko,
現場
when
を
you
見
saw
て
the crime
被
scene, you
害者の
believed it
命
to
を
be
奪
one
っ
of
た
the
のは
military creatures
軍
that
用
carried
クリ
out
ー
the
チャーだ
crime.
と思ったんです
Yeah,
ね
so I guess we should try to find out whether it's a mammal or a reptile. I don't like where this case is like focusing too much on irrelevant crap and just get to the point, like, the basic clues. Can we determine whether it's a mammal or a reptile, or even if, there's any actual traces of an animal there, or maybe the crime scene has been framed to look like it's been a, animal attack, but it wasn't.
はい
I did.
ポイントはそこです
And there lies our
現場に
problem.
軍用ク
We
リー
have
チャー
two
を送れる
people
者が
able to send
二人
military
いたこと
creatures into that
モ
room.
コと
Moko and Horse.
モコさん
That's what Miss Moko wished to tell us. She wanted to say she wasn't killer, so it must have been
被害
Mr.
者を
Horse
殺
who
したの
killed
は
him.
ホースさんだとそして
That's what
ホース
Mr.
さん
Horse
はこ
presumed
う
as
主張
well.
するでしょう
If he wasn't the killer, it must have been Miss Moko who sent her
クリーチ
creature
ャーを
into
現
Mr.
場に送っ
Thompson's
たのは
office.
モコ
それって
Two possibilities are completely opposed to each other. I guess we should. What's the security in the office? Like, presumably in a military facility like that, there's gonna be some, precautions that simply, I don't know, forgetting to close the door, that some giant crocodile, lion, tiger, bear wouldn't just come kill everybody, or if, you know, one of the handlers goes rogue, they should have some sort of precautions against that, right?
はい。
That's right, with our two suspects, in order to prove their own innocence, they each had no choice but to accuse the other of being the killer. That's fucking pointless. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, somebody killed it, somebody must have a motive. It's like, get on with the case, let's look at the
これで大
evidence.
体の状況は分かったね。
I seem to have a general sense of what's going on. The case is more complicated than I
で
thought.
すが、
However, we won't be able to solve it surprisingly easily. What? You really think
当
so?
然ですが、
It's obvious, but the creatures in the reptile and mammal wings are completely different classes of animals.
足
Their
跡の
footprints
形
are
だ
gonna
って
be
明
easy
ら
to
かに違うで
distinguish.
しょ。
Yeah, so why didn't we like do this 20 minutes
被
ago?
害者を殺したクリーチャ
If
ー
we
の
can
足
just get
跡
the
が
prints from the
現場に
creature who
残っていれ
attacked
ば
the victim at the scene of the
あ
crime.
あ、
Oh,
どっち
we'll
の
be
ク
able
リ
to
ーチャ
see
ーが
which
被害者
creature
を
got
襲った
down
の
the
か分かる
victim.
ね。
That
そ
will
うす
lead
れ
us
ば
straight
自動
to our
的に犯人
culprits.
も分かる。
え
Indeed,
So
it will.
なんだ、
It's
完
really
璧
that
じゃない。
simple.
ブリ
Now
ア
we
ン
need
に
to
痕
ask
跡
Brian
写
to
真を
make a
作っ
trace
ても
photo
ら
of
ったら
them. Like,
おしま
shouldn't
い。
they have like a somehow, you know, survey where the animals are? Like, I presume they are kept in their cages except when they go eat or something. Like, surely they have some log. Like, if some animal wasn't in the cage where it should have been and it was killing the guy, like, this is a freaking military facility. Maybe there is an answer to this, but I'm starting to feel like, you know, the developers didn't really think this through to make it more difficult or something. Like artificial is difficult. Hey Brian,
急に叫ばないでくれ。
don't start
驚く
yelling
だろ
out of the blue. You scared me.
ごめんごめん。
Sorry,
で
sorry.
今どこ？
Where are
も
you?
のすご
We
い事
just
実に気づ
uncovered
い
a
ちゃった。
huge
今
clue.
はチーム長と一緒
I'm
に
in the mammal
ここに
wing
歩い
right
て
now with the Sarge. If you turn left once you leave the immigration room, you cannot miss
オッ
us.
ケー、今行く。事
We're
件
on
を
our
解
way. We're
決しに
gonna
行く
wrap
から
this case up in a
そう
jiffy.
か
Alright,
走っては来る
just
が
don't run.
また転ぶぞ
We don't need you taking another spiel.
ああ、
Oh, okay. Our little friend Brian seems down in the
なん
dumps
か
for
テ
some
ンション
reason.
低か
Ah,
った
because I guess he couldn't get good information about the crime scene.
そう
So
ですか？
you think so?
言わ
Come
れ
to
て
think
みれ
of
ば
it,
ブリアンさんが
Detective
会っ
Brian
た
has
時か
been
ら
looking like
何
he's
か言い
been
たげだっ
wanting
た
to
ら
say something.
大きな問題
I
じゃ
just
ない
hope
と
he
いうん
doesn't
です
have
が。
anything too big on his plate.
誰かがそうやって言うと
Normally
は
it's someone
大
saying
抵
that
大きな問題
it's
があ
big.
るけどね。
Mammal wing.
これが限界？
Is that everything? Let's do a save.
はい
Yes, and I'm absolutely ashamed of myself.
面倒なことになっ
It's
てる
rather
わね。
cumbersome. What is this thing? Big piece of fur. It's rather
やはり
cumbersome. Of
何
course,
か問
we
題があるん
don't.
ですか？
We do have a problem, don't
ノ
we?
ート
Note.
それに手な
Are you already done with the
取り調べはもう
interrogations?
まあ、大体ね。
Sort of. More
それ
importantly,
より
though,
ノートが
Note says
もう
he
すぐ
can
事
solve
件
this
を
case.
それはいいニュースだな
That's good news.
あと
What do you
何が
need
必要
from
なの
me?
ブリアンさん、事件現
Detective
場の痕
Brian, you
跡写真
created
は作っ
trace
てありま
photo
すよ
of the
ね。
crime scene, yes?
そこに残っ
If
てい
you
る
could
ク
see the
リーチャーの
footprints
足
of the
跡を見れ
creature
ば
that entered
犯
the
人
scene
が
of the
誰かわ
crime,
かるはずなんです。
we will know just who the culprit is. Well, this is so obvious that, of course, we cannot just get it for some reason. But, like,
この反応は
from
やっ
that
ぱり。
response,
みんな、
what's
どうした
wrong? You're
の？
making me
とりあ
nervous.
えずこれを見
Before I
て。
explain, take a look at this.
さっき記
It's
録
the
した
trace photo we
哺乳
recorded
類
of
館
the
の
mammal
痕跡
wing
写
just a
真。
moment ago. Huh?
う
There isn't a
足跡
single
が
footprint.
一つもありませんね。
こちらからは
That's
良
the
く
bad
ない
news.
この施設は
This
衛
facility
生
is
環境に
particularly
特に
concerned
注
with
意を払う
sanitation, meaning there's a
定期
system
的
that
に施設全
automatically
体を
cleans the
洗浄
entire
するシステ
facility
ムが
at
設置されてい
regular
るそう
intervals.
毎日15時になると
Every day
自
at
動で
3
各部屋
o'clock
の
p.m.,
水
sluice
門が開
gates in
き
each
床の
room
汚
slide
れやゴ
open,
ミを排水溝に流す仕
and
組
the
み
debris
だ
that has collected on the floor is washed down the drain. Oh no.
被害者が殺害された
After our
後
victim was killed, the system activated a single time, so we have 0 footprints
この施設の
in the
床に
whole
は
facility.
足跡が残っていないんだ
It's a bit contrived, but alright. What? Then our creature's
残
footprints
ってない
are gone.
さっき今回
That's
はあま
why
り
he
役に
said
立てそうに
he
ない
wasn't going
と
to
言
be
ってい
much
たの
help
は
before.
ああ、申し訳ない。
Thus, I must apologize.
この
It
操
seems
作
my
で
skill
は
isn't going to
僕
be
の
much
スキルは使
use
い
for
物
this
になり
case.
謝ることじゃないですよ
You have no reason to
ブリア
apologize,
ンさ
do
ん
you?
がミ
You
スを
don't
した
really
だ
have
けでも
fault
な
in
い
all
です
this.
いや、理由はどう
I'm
あれ
afraid I do.
僕が
Whatever
任さ
the
れた仕
reason,
事
I'm
なのに
able to carry out
役
the
割を
job
果た
that
せな
has
くなっ
been
たんだ。
assigned to
これ
me.
は
This
落ち
is
度
no
の
matter
有無
of
の問
fault.
題じゃ
It's a
なく
matter
て
of confiding
信
in
頼の問
someone,
題だ。
and in these circumstances, huh?
気にしな
Don't
い
worry
で
about him.
時
He
々こう
gets
なる
like
の
this
最近
sometimes.
ちょっとマシになったと思
I
って
thought
た
he
ん
was
だけど
starting to get better about it, but
そうじゃ
anyway,
なく
these
ても
suspects
こ
are
っち
really
は容疑
grinding
者た
my
ちの
gears.
泣き言なんか言って
Let's
ない
stop with the
でもっと
bellyaching
よく
and
調
get
べ
to
なよ
investigating.
ね
Here,
私も手伝
let
うか
me
ら
help you out.
いや、スキルを使う調査だか
This
ら
is a matter of
手
my
伝うと
skill,
言われ
so
て
I
も
don't think
やっても
you'll
らう
be
こと
much
が
help.
ないんだが。
いいからほ
Whatever,
ら
get
行
over
くよ
here.
あ
さ
Well
そ
then,
れじゃあ
shall we
私たち
investigate
も
the scene?
チーム長もう大
Are
丈
you
夫です
okay,
か
Sergeant?
何が
Regarding what?
あ
Never
なんでもない
mind.
です
We're
この場
gonna
所の
do a
記憶
memory
調査書
survey
を
on
作
this
るんです
place, right?
ええ
Indeed,
この
if you
哺
see
乳類
anything
館
of
で気にな
interest
る
in the
ところがあ
memory,
った
just let me
ら
know.
教えてちょうだい
I'll read the memories of
私
this
が記
place.
憶を読み取ってみるから 真実は間違
It
ってない
seems as
み
though
た
the
い
statement
この檻
you
は毎日
took
決まった間隔で開
statement
け
you
られ
took
て
are
いる
not wrong. This cage is opened at the same time each
正
day.
確な時間までは
I
わから
thought
ないけど
Although I can't tell you the
飼育員たち
precise
が
time,
言
I
っていた通り
imagine it's at feeding
食事の
time,
た
as
び
the
に檻
creature
を開
handler
けて
ク
said.
リーチャーより
The
檻の扉
doctor's
の方が
door
小
looks
さく見えますが
significantly smaller than the
どうやって
creature,
出入
so
り
how
する
does
ん
it
でしょ
get
う
out?
もしかすると
Its fur may
相棒
be
のせい
making
で
it look
実
bigger than
際
it
より
is,
大きく見えているのかもしれないわね
so maybe it can actually fit into the pipe system or
ちょっと
something.
触ればわか
I
るだろ
bet
う
you
けど
could tell by poking the
やってみ
thing,
る
but are you sure you wanna try?
人差し
You'll
指
be
を捨て
throwing
る
away a
覚悟でね
perfectly good finger.
遠慮しておきます
No thanks,
人
I
差し
couldn't
指がなく
touch
な
the
ったら
pen in my
頭のペン
hair
はいじれな
anymore
いじゃない
without
です
my
か
index finger.
私も人差
Same
し
goes
指
for
がな
me.
い
I
と
couldn't do my pose without my index finger either.
私も
Me
手
too.
で銃の
I need
形
my
を作るに
index
は
finger for my
人差し
finger
指がいるから
back.
ダメだ
やるしかな
I
いな。
guess that leaves me.
冗談なの分かって
You
る
know
よ
we're
ね
joking, right? Alright. Small cage.
こ
There's
こ
a
は最
piggy.
近開か
This
れて
cage
ないわ
hasn't been opened recently. Must
こんな檻
be
じゃ
feeling rather
窮屈でしょ
confined in here. Or
こ
there.
の豚
This pig looks
普通の
more
豚よ
fleshed
り
out than
丸
your
いですね
average pig.
こいつもクリーチャーなん
He's
で
a
すよね
creature, right? Oink. Burr? Doesn't sound like a pig. It's
お
some
腹
dude.
が減ってるのか
Is it
こ
hungry?
れは食用で有
This
名
breed
な
is
品種ね
rather famous for its
ここ
meat.
にいるということは
Does that mean the people
この
at
クリ
the
ーチャ
Woods
ーを初めて
facility were the
発見
ones
した
who
施設
discovered it?
チーム長
Sergeant, was that sausage
さっき
sausage
食べた
from
ソ
before?
ーセージ
多分その予想
I
は
think
外
your
れてないで
presumption
し
is correct there.
す
Huh?
まない君をそこから
Sorry,
連
you're
れ出す
far
に
too
は
delicious to be part
君
of
はあ
the
まりに
team.
美味しすぎる
Okay. Step
ど
ladder.
うしてここ
It's
に
not
はしご
step
があるん
sister,
でしょう
step
か
mother. What's a ladder doing here?
あ
Oh,
あ
maybe
高いと
they
ころ
needed
にある
to
檻
take
を
care
管
of
理
things
するの
higher
が
up.
必要なのかな
They need, the poles to change the light bulbs or something.
最近他の場所に移動した記
It
憶があ
carries a
る
memory of having been
こ
moved
こだけじゃなく
recently. It seems it was
他の
used
ところでも
elsewhere
使われ
too.
ているところでノート
But no, this is no
これは
ordinary
はしご
ladder.
じゃな
It's
くて
folding step ladder.
あそうなんですね
Alright?
もっと本質
Let's
を
be
見な
more
さい
precise note. Huh? Alright, sorry.
イラッとした
Am I bugging
い
you?
えそんな
No,
こと
it's
は
just
やっぱり私た
I
ち
don't think the two of us would
長く
have
付き合っ
last
ていくのは
very
無理
long
そう
anyway. Huh?
何ですかいき
What?
なり
Where's this coming from? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Staff, read the memory of the off-limits
どう
door.
見ても怪しいド
Anyone
ア
could
があ
tell
ります
from a
ね
single look this door is
普
suspicious.
通立ち入り禁止
Generally
っていうの
speaking,
は
a door with a sign that
絶
says
対に
staff
調査す
only
る
must
必
be
要がある
investigated.
とそのドアの向こうは
However, it's
今
good we
は調
haven't
べない
checked
方が
behind it yet.
どうしてですか
そこは調査す
We
るな
have
って
orders
いう
from the
課長
chief
の
not to
命令があった
investigate
んだ
back there.
ナインベック副社長が
Beck
管
made
理
a
局に
special
要請したら
request
し
to the
い
bureau.
本当にこの上
Seriously,
な
that
く
only
怪
adds
しいん
to
です
my
か？
suspicions.
僕もそう思うが
I agree, but
こ
it
の施
seems
設
that
は
the
管理
ties
局と
between the
密接な関係にある
facility
よう
and the
で
Bureau run
むや
deep.
みに
We
手出し
mustn't
す
be
るわけだ
reckless.
私たちは警察じゃない。
After all, we are no police
どんなに
officers.
サ
No
ポー
matter
ター
how
がお粗末で
mediocre
制
our
限が多くて
support
も
or the number of
我慢して
restrictions
捜
placed
査
on
を
us,
続
we
ける
must
しかない。
endure and continue our
チー
investigation.
ム長
The Sergeant seems to have her fair share of complaints. What on earth is back there? Probably just stairs leading down to the basement. How do you know that? The vibrations I can pick up don't end with heartbeats. When I knock on a door, I can get a vague picture of what's behind it. That must be useful. It is. It really comes in handy when I have to take a shot through a door. That's not what I meant. This basement, it probably runs toward the lab down there. It's probably the only way to get there. Note, write down what we learned here in the memory survey. Drain. The slats on the drain sure are big. Make sure you don't slip through. Ryan said that they flush this place with water every day, so all sorts of refuse must wash through here. Well then, if there's if it's this hairy guy, there might be some hair in the drain in the murder room. This grating has been opened a few times recently. Since I can hear Beck's voice, it must have been he who opened it. I opened the grate. Even with opening this large, was there something that couldn't fit past them? Must have been something. And also, doesn't he have a teleport skill? That should do it. Did you jot all that down? Yes, here you go. Not half bad. But of course, what's past that door still concerns me. If that's true, you do well to remember that place. However, it's Beck's order that's keeping us out there. If we find out what's back there or that he's involved with the case, even Beck won't be able to stop us from investigating it. I see, I'll keep that in mind. Well then, I need to stop by my car for a moment. Check out someplace else while I do. Why your car? There's something I need there. Get to it, like her smokes. She's always leaving me like this. Have you found out anything, Detective Brian? I can't say I've found nothing, but... No, look at this! Ooh, monkey. 2 tails. I can see that. A monkey. And is there a reason you're showing it to me? It's got 2 tails. It's not a 3-headed monkey, though. And... he's cute. Put that thing back in its cage, otherwise you'll be tried for larceny. So wait, she actually has the monkey? I thought she just had a picture of a monkey. Why are you being like that? He came to me out of his own free will. If you're gonna lie, come up with something more believable. She's right. Look, he says so too. Right, put it back in the cage. You're surprisingly good at ventriloquism. I thought it was really the monkey talking. Ventriloquism? Hmm? My hairs are standing on end. Wait, the monkey can actually talk? Are creatures usually able to speak? No, I've never heard of any creature that's developed the intelligence necessary to talk. Wow, then they got all sorts of creatures here. Hey monkey, what's your name? Human, kill, dominate, exterminate, restore, select superior genes. Okay, that's funny. He's got both specific and extremely disturbing ideas. How about we cut it out with the jokes? Not enjoying yourself, so he was possessing it, I guess? Mr. Horse. Uh-oh. Now back home with you, Anderson. Suddenly acting like a monkey again. Of course, it's just a monkey. Have you not figured it out yet? Talking monkey, was that your skill at work? It was. I told you I'd show you my skill when you dropped by the memo. Like you said before, your skill allows you to control mammals, similar to Moko's skill. Although there do seem to be slight differences.
哺乳類館は十分ご覧になっ
Seems
た
like
よう
you've
です
gotten
ね。
a good look around mammal wing.
まあ必要なところは見
Well,
ました
we've seen what we need to
そ
do.
れで
And
どう
what
で
do
し
you
たか
think?
すみませんが、
I
捜
apologize,
査
but
内
we are
容を
not
申し上げる
allowed
わ
to
けにはいき
disclose
ませ
the
ん。
details of
どう
our
かご
investigation.
了
I
承
do
くだ
hope
さい。
you understand.
そういう
not
こと
about
じゃな
that.
くこの子たちの
About
こと
my
です
little
よ。
friends, cute, no?
この子たちというのは
And by
クリー
friends,
チャーたち
you
の
mean the
ことです。
creatures.
他に可愛いのがいますか
Is there anything else you'd call cute?
ああ
Right.
まあ
I mean, I
よく
guess
見
you
る
could call
と
them
可
cute
愛い
if
よう
you
な気もす
caught
るよ
them
う
at the
な
right angle.
そうでしょ
Yeah,
よ
you
くお
got
分か
that
りで
right.
爬虫類も悪くは
Reptiles
な
are
いんです
nice and
が
all, but
こ
for
の
that
ふわふわした
patented
感
soft
触は
touch, you
哺
got to
乳
turn
類
to
だけの
mammals.
専売特許で
Would you
す。
like to pet them?
あいえまだ手が大切な
No,
ので
thanks. I still value my
それ
hands.
じゃあここに
Then
は
you're
時間
just
を無駄に
wasting
し
your
に来た
time.
ようなもんです
I
よ。
doubt there's anything left
事
here
件
that'll
解決の
help
役に
with
立つ
your
ようなものなの。
investigation.
そうやってはっきり
For
言い
you
切
to
れるのは
conclude that
モ
it
コさ
must
ん
be
が犯
because
人
you
だと思ってい
suspect
るから
Miss
です
Moko
か
to be the killer, huh?
もちろんです。
Of course,
あ
you
の
know
女
what
の
her
スキル
skill
が
is,
何
リ
right?
ザモコさんがスキルを使
So
っ
you
て
think Miss
大
Lisa
型クリ
Moko
ーチャ
used
ー
her
を被害
skill
者
to
の部
move
屋に
her
移動さ
large
せた
creature into the
そう
victim's
そう
office?
です。
Of
分かりきっ
course,
たこ
why
と
are
を
you
なぜ
even
聞くんで
asking
す
me
か
when you clearly know the answer already?
いやいやだって
No,
そ
no,
れ
you
は
were
あな
just
たにもで
as
きること
capable
じゃ
as
ないで
of
す
the
か
actor, you not? Huh. Me? What do you mean?
俺じゃありませ
It
ん。
wasn't
そ
me.
の根拠は
Can you prove that?
根拠なんていらないでしょ。
I don't need to.
俺が
After
犯
all,
人じゃな
I
いってこ
know
と
I'm not the
は俺
murderer.
何ですかそれ
A lot of help that is.
自分の視点からしか
You're the
物事を
type
考えられ
of
ない
bloke who only sees the world from his own perspective. People like you make my head hurt.
ホースさん、あなたも事件
Mr.
発生時
Haas,
に
we
はスキル
heard
を
that
使
you
っ
were
て
also using
軍
your
用クリ
skill
ー
to
チャー
bring
に
the
餌をやっていたそう
creature
ですね。
bread for the military to feed.
ということは、モコさんと同じよう
Thus,
に自
you
分の
like
休
Miss
憩
Moko
室に
were
いたんじゃありま
at
せん
your
か。
lounge, yes?
いいえ。
No,
俺
I
はあ
don't
んまり
normally
休
use
憩
the
室
lounge.
それなら
Then you
事
didn't
件
leave
の
this
時
room
は
at the
こ
time
の
of
部
the
屋から
incident.
俺は大抵この
Not
哺
just
乳
at the
類
time
館
of
か
the
ら出ないよう
incident.
に
I
してるん
try
で
my
す。
best to leave the mammal wing as little as
ど
possible.
うしてですか
Why is that?
ここに
Without
は
a chair
椅
to
子もあり
sit
ませ
on,
ん
I
し
doubt you
ゆ
could
っくり
rest
休む
very
の
well
に
in
向いてい
here.
る場
もちろんこの子たちの
It's
ためです
because
よ。
of my friends, of course. If
俺
I
が目
were
を
to take
離
my
した
eyes
隙に
off of
何
them
か
for a
起きたら
second and
大変
something
でしょ。
happened, it only spelled trouble for me.
座りたければはしごに腰
Plus,
掛
I
け
can
れば
just
いいし。
sit on the ladder
椅
when
子
I
なん
want
て
to
必
rest.
要な
I
いで
don't
すよ。
really need a chair.
はしご
By ladder, you're referring to the
あそこにある
step ladder
脚
over
立
there.
何ですか脚立
Huh? You're talking about my ladder, right?
ああいうのを
Oh, you
脚
meant
立
to
と
say
いうの
that's a step ladder, not a ladder.
わざわざ言い換える必要ある
Do you really need to call it a step ladder?
は
Let's
しご
just
で
call
いい
it
で
a
す
ladder then.
重要なのは
The
ホー
important
スさん
thing is
は
that
休憩
Mr.
室
Haas
を
does
使わなかったと
not
いう
use
ことで
his
す
lounge.
リザモコは休憩室を
At
使った
least
っては
Samoko
っ
was
きり言っ
sure
てたよね
he used that room,
こ
no?
の違いにどういう意味があるの
How does that change
ホー
things?
スさん、
Mr.
あなたの
Haas,
休憩
lounge
室は
meant
今
for you
僕た
is
ち
the
が取り調べ
place that
室
we're
に使ってい
currently
る部屋だ
conducting
と
our
思います
questioning, isn't that right?
ああ、そうです。
Yeah, I guess so. Why are you
どう
meaning
して
to
で
check
す
it
か
out?
すみませんが、
I
捜
apologize,
査に
but
関
we
わる
cannot
ことなので
disclose
申
details
し上
about
げ
the
るわけに
investigation.
あ
Right,
そう
you
でした
mentioned that. Do what
そ
you
れじゃ
can
あ
will.
勝手にや
Can
っ
I
てく
get
ださ
back
い。
to work?
ご協力ありが
Yes,
とう
and
ござい
thanks
ます
for your cooperation.
あの人が話すと
The way he talks, it makes my
ブ
skin
リアンさ
crawl.
ん
Detective Brian, would you like to
調べて
investigate
みます
lounge?
そうだな。どう
Let's.
せ爬虫類
It's
館
on the
に
way
行
to
く
the
途中に
reptile
ある
wing
から、
anyway. It would
2つの
probably be
休憩
best
室
to
を調
check
べ
out
てみ
both
るの
lounges.
足跡はおそら
Though
く残っていないだ
there
ろ
will
うが。
probably be no footprints in
調
either.
査が早く終わっていい
Doing
じ
the
ゃん
best to get it out of
でき
the
る
way.
範囲
We
で調
can
べればいいん
investigate
だ
what
か
we
ら
can. Lounge number 2.
何度
Mm,
か指摘してるけどさここの人
think
たちって全くも
I
ってインテ
should
リアに
end
関
the
心がない
stream
よ
for
ね
today, though.
もうちょっと何
Here.
とかしてもいいのに
Yeah, I think my son has woken up and stuff, so I should go take care of that. But alright, at least we're off to a start with the investigation. So hopefully tomorrow, let's see if we can actually solve the thing, or at least, it still feels like, we're just looking at the preliminary information on this. But whatever, I'm Adventure Argonaut. I thank you for watching, and bye bye.